Today we are going to talk about how to keep speaking when your mind goes blank. Having a nice conversation, you're trying to answer a question, and your mind just goes blank. You don't know how to answer, you blank out. English completely gone, like you never learned it before. You will learn how to keep speaking English even if your mind goes blank. Not by thinking faster, but by staying calm and continuing. The real problem for many of you learners is that you stop speaking because your mind suddenly feels empty. Many learners also stop speaking because they cannot find the words to answer a question because they panic and judge themselves. The moment your mind goes blank, pressure appears. The first thing you'll have to know about pressure is that it makes thinking harder because it's normally not a vocabulary problem when your mind goes blank. You do know the words. It is a reaction problem, the way you react to yourself when your mind goes blank. It's not just English learners. Native speakers and fluent speakers just know how to deal with it in a better way. The most important thing is that your job is to not think. Your job instead is to continue the conversation, continue your words out loud. You may be asking, well, how can I continue if my mind is blank? I'm gonna give you the answer to your question. Blank moments are normal. They are completely normal to anyone, not just English learners, also to native speakers. The difference between you, the English learner, and a fluent speaker is not ability. It is what you do next after you realize, hey, my mind goes blank. So this class is not about preventing your mind from going blank. It is about what do I do when it goes blank. There are a lot of English learners when their mind goes blank, they simply don't know what to do next. They just stop. There are also learners who often apologize for when their mind goes blank. There are also learners who silently panic. As soon as your mind goes blank, you don't just stop, you make it worse by panicking. And there are also learners, when their mind goes blank, that will just restart the sentence. From these four things that you may often do, stopping completely, apologizing for your mind going blank, panicking silently, and restarting your sentence. Which one do you do most often when your mind goes blank? Let's talk about what you should do. I am gonna teach you a few phrases. Phrases that you know to use in situations where, for example, your mind goes blank. These are bridges you can use when your mind goes blank. Number 1. Let me think for a second. Number 2. I lost my thought. Number 3. I'm thinking. Number 4. How can I say this? And number 5. It's hard to explain, but say them out loud with me. Let me think for a second. I lost my thought. I'm thinking. How can I say this? It's hard to explain, but... Exactly. The thing is that these sentences keep the conversation alive. They give you a sentence that helps you move on. The second thing they do, just like a filler phrase, is they give you thinking time. The third thing that they do is that they make you sound natural and human. A fluent speaker may have even more moments than you where their mind goes blank. They are using bridges like these to keep the conversation flowing. The four things that you are doing to yourself increases pressure, which makes it harder to continue. When you practice by yourself, you practice these bridges, not filler phrases for when your mind goes blank. It is important that you follow a slow pace. It is also important that when you try these phrases, you do not correct yourself mid-sentence. Just finish the sentence and try again. Do not try to fix yourself constantly. That's gonna make it worse. So just try to say these phrases in a slow pace a few times a day for a week and you will remember them. Let me give you some examples when your mind goes blank in the middle of a sentence or at the end of a sentence. For example, somebody asks you, how important do you think English is? You can answer by saying, I think English is blah blah blah. I think English is... let me think for a second. It helps you to move forward. It gives you brain time to think about the answer, right? I think English is... let me think for a second. That's a good question. Well, I think English is... let me think for a second. Ooh, I lost my thought. Let me think. Do not apologize for forgetting, because then you pressure yourself. Start the sentence and pause naturally. When you're giving your answer and you forget mid-sentence, pause. Then add the bridge I taught you. I think English is... let me think for a second. How can I say this? That's the second thing you add. Then the third thing is not to apologize. If you need it, say to yourself, it's okay. I think English is... let me think for a second. I lost my thought. It's okay. Can you give me the options again? It's okay. I lost my thought. It's okay. My mind went blank. Use these pauses to think and move forward, not to stop completely. Start with these 5. Let me think for a second. I lost my thought. I'm thinking. How can I say this? And it's hard to explain, but because you do not escape the moment, you do not run away when your mind goes blank. You don't stop. You try. Trying when you don't know, trying when you make mistakes, that's when you build confidence. Your confidence also grows when you do not judge yourself. We are taking the pressure out. We are giving you bridges to continue. When you continue, you don't need to judge yourself. Because when you judge yourself in your worst moments. Oh, I'm doing so bad. Oh, my mind went blank again. Oh, I'm so bad at English. Oh, I need more grammar. Confidence grows because you do not judge yourself when you use these phrases and you continue. You just have the conversation. That's the third point. Confidence grows because you stay present. You're talking to the other person. You're having a nice time. You continue the conversation. You grow confidence because you stay present. You don't run away and you keep trying. That's more important than anything. It's more important than perfect grammar. It's more important than sounding like a native speaker. The goal is that you stay and try. That is the answer to why this builds confidence. Number one, you do not escape the moment. Number two, confidence grows because you do not judge yourself. And when you don't judge yourself and you just keep going, you improve. And confidence grows because number three, you stay present. You stay present so you can keep trying and having a nice conversation. Use it when you're talking to friends. Also use it in meetings if you're at your job, right? At work. When you're talking to your boss who makes you nervous. That is a great moment to use this. You can also use it when you are practicing alone. When you're practicing in front of the mirror, you're answering a question or you're talking to yourself, there will be moments where your mind goes blank. Use it at those moments with yourself. It's fine. And of course, you can use it when you're thinking out loud. This is also a way to practice when you think out loud in English. The bridges I taught you today, when your mind goes blank, to continue, not to get stuck, not to judge yourself or go backwards, but to continue the conversation. If from all of this you just want to do one thing today when your mind goes blank, say one continuation sentence, one of these bridges out loud. No corrections, no restarting, no sorries, no going backwards. Just use one of these phrases when your mind goes blank. You do it once, that's a success. Today you learned that when your mind goes blank, you do not need better English. You simply need your permission to continue.